Hello, Tom. Thanks for joining us. It's been
You're
a while
very
since we've
welcome.
chatted.
hmm
Yeah, good. And I've got a bunch of questions for you. I know you like questions about standardization and SOPs and lean and leadership and all these good things. And I've wanted to do this with you for a long time, so I really appreciate you making the time very
Oh, you're
much.
super welcome, Bernard. Thanks for inviting me.
Brilliant. So let's do it. So you wrote a great book that I listened to. I listened to it a few times actually. Improvement starts with I. So we're going to keep this podcast lean and fast, if you're okay with that. I'm sure you are.
Good.
So tell our listeners and our viewers why they should read Improvement Starts with I. What's the key message in that book that you wanted to get across?
Uh, the clue's in the title, and detail a lot of my own journey and how I came to change my own mindset. So, I've been a leader in organizations from 10 people to a division with maybe 3 or 4 thousand people in it, and I've been a senior leader in that division. And I've done an awful lot of organization change in my time.
Yes.
And what I started to see, I was doing a lean transformation here in Northern Ireland about 6 or 7 years ago. And the people there, I thought I was strategically repositioning it sales wise to find new markets and customers for a business that its own home segment was getting very slow. And instead, they asked me to implement lean. And I was horrified about that. I thought that was way below my pay grade. I'm a senior C suite type person. Lean, that's for shop floor people. And luckily for me,
You're
I
too
came,
posh for lean.
yeah, I've no bones in saying it. That was my attitude. And through the journey that I detail in Improvement Starts with I came to understand that lean is a cultural thing. And culture can't be bought. You can only be culture, and culture comes from the top. So I'd never seen lean as a cultural issue. I'd seen it as a bunch of tools and techniques. I came from automotive industry, spent a long time in that, had very
Yes.
much experience around lean and the tools and techniques in a practical way. But I'd never put lean and culture in the same sentence.
hmm
So whenever I did that, when you put lean and culture in the same sentence, as a leader, the only way you can make it happen is to start with yourself.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
what everybody tends to do is they want to try to buy lean with a consultant, or
Yeah.
uh, I'll buy a resource, I'll buy a person who's going to do lean for
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
And it just doesn't work when you want a culture. The culture
Yeah.
has to start with the leader, and
Correct.
not just
Love
by giving it budget and money. The leader has to be actively making
it.
improvements and
Yeah.
doing it. So
Yeah.
that's, I detail that journey, and then in a very structured, methodical way, I give a roadmap for how
hmm
someone can go from zero to lean culture.
Yeah. Brilliant.
And it's a
Brilliant.
good book. I'm very proud of it. More than 10,000 people have digested it. It's been
hmm
translated now into almost 10 languages by
Wow.
volunteers. I've not paid anybody to translate the
Yeah.
book. So
Yeah.
the biggest compliment I can ever receive is somebody saying, I want to translate your book because I got so much from it. I want all my Italian
Yeah. I
friends
love
to
it.
be able to
Yeah.
access it
Yeah.
too. So
Yeah.
yeah, and it's available for free at gembadocs.com. Anybody can
Yeah.
go there,
Yeah.
gembadocs.com, and you can get the download there. And it's
Yeah.
also
Brilliant.
available on Amazon and Audible and all of those things.
Yeah, brilliant. I love it. It's such a cool book, and it really helped me on my leadership journey and my lean journey, and actually inspired a lot of what we call now TDI, which is what we teach and train through Premier Business Academy, which is
Yeah.
tiny daily improvements and helping companies to build that culture. And I wanted to just build on quickly what you said about like most leaders or most owners try to delegate lean, and that's what you're saying is
Yeah.
it's if you want a real, true, vibrant lean culture, you have to internalize it. You have to be a lean leader. You have to be a lean maniac. And
100%. You have to
it's
embody
not
it.
easy.
You have to be
It's not easy, but it's
embody it.
doable. And any
Yeah.
normal human being can do it, right? It's just a
Mm,
change of mindset and a change of
mm,
habits, and then you get
yeah.
transformation.
100%. It
Awesome.
sustains when that happens. It doesn't sustain when that doesn't happen. You
No,
can get away
agree.
with it for a few months, but it won't
Agree.
last.
Agree. And here's a quick thing for everyone that's listening is that just to build on what Tom says is that we hired a lean culture and coach in the Premier Group in the early years. And because I didn't internalize it and our leadership team didn't internalize it, it was a complete failure. And then a few years later, when we read 2-Second Lean, and then we gave it a go ourselves, and then we internalized it, created a globally recognized culture of we were doing 100 to 200 improvements a week. It was crazy. And then, but we nailed it. And then we hired a coach again, and that was a great investment because he took us to a new level, and he filled in the gaps that we didn't know about. But because we were already lean maniacs, it was a great investment.
Let me come in there. I did a talk. We recently held a big event here in Belfast, the Gemba Summit.
I can't wait to get to the next one.
Yeah, we had 350 people from 20 plus countries, 123 organizations, and I gave a keynote at that summit. And the number one thing I had was that it's not only about culture and bringing in external expert. It's about, I would recommend anybody build the culture first.
Yeah.
Using that 2-second lean style, lean made simple style methodology. But then you bring in the experts to give you the really deep knowledge on the tools and techniques to really take it to another level. And so I absolutely echoing what you're saying there. It's utterly essential. And if people don't do that, generally it'll plateau, hit a brick wall and die. You have to keep training your people and developing your people to get the understanding of where the wastes are, what improvements you can make, because the little superficial things, they will keep coming for a very long time, maybe forever, but they will start to slow if you don't deepen your knowledge and bring in external help from people who've already been in a deeper place than you.
Yeah, absolutely. Because Tom, and this is what we teach everybody. This is you in your life right now. All the knowledge you've built up, everything you know, and outside of that space is this giant space which is infinite, which is where you don't know what you don't know, and that's why you must hire people or bring in people at steps in the journey, right? Sales training, lean training, leadership training, SOPs training, like what you do now with Gemba Docs and your amazing platform. So now I want to shift over to what you've done with Gemba Docs. It's amazing, but what I want you to help our listeners to understand why are standards so important? Why are SOPs critical? And if we want to break free of our small business prison, which is what I'm on a mission to do with business owners all around the world, if you want to break free from your small business prison, which is really my sole mission, why are SOPs so a critical part of that? Tell us why they're key.
The critical nature of SOPs and standardizing your processes. For me, the first thing you have to think about them is as a knowledge transfer tool. So today in your typical small business, you've got people that when you think about it, the guys that you go to when you've got an issue, the guys that you go to and everybody else does when there's a problem, we don't know how to do this, flow stopped. And you're never going to get out of that if you don't transfer that knowledge.
You're trapped. You're trapped forever.
You are trapped. It's knowledge is dangerous unless it's shared.
Yeah, that's good.
Seriously, it is.
Yeah, I like that.
So the most efficient way to share the knowledge is to get it documented. Yeah. And the thing here is that often people struggle to get the people who have the knowledge to document it. And pre-Gemba Docs, because Gemba Docs really its mission is to make it easy to create, edit, and deploy all the documents we do. SOPs are one of them.
That's an incredible piece of software.
So it gives you a tool that those people with the knowledge, it's very easy for them to document it and get it down. And then you're now in a position where it can be transferred to other people. And that's fundamentally what we're trying to do. So if we don't have that, we're going to have bottlenecks of knowledge and we're going to be stopped from scaling.
Correct.
And,
absolutely.
And when we have the document, the SOP, now we have a basis to train someone from. If you don't have that, especially an easy example would be infrequently carried out tasks. So let's say we're in a manufacturing environment. It's an environment I know well. And there's a job, we only do that 3 times a year. And you show someone how to do it without any standard process. There's nothing, there's no basis. So you spent a day showing the guy how to do the thing,
Yep.
and you don't see that job now for 4 months.
Yes.
Then the job comes back, and where are we now? We're starting all over again.
Start all over again. Yeah.
And we never get off that wheel.
No,
Where,
and it's wasted employee genius. It's
total
terrible.
waste.
Yeah.
And the biggest issue here is, and it's really, really important for the listeners here, the people that are going to win the most when you go with standardized process journey are the people with the knowledge.
Yeah.
It's often they've got fear that they think, oh well, if I give all my knowledge away, I won't be, be easier for them to fire me and all of that.
And I've lost my value.
Yeah. And if your environment has that fear stimulus still there, you have other problems to be worried about.
Yeah,
frankly,
cultural problems.
Yeah, you have other
Leadership
cultural
problems.
things you
Leadership
need to be
problems.
concerned about. But let's assume we have to work on that. But they're going to win the biggest, because once they're freed from having to babysit everybody else because the knowledge is transferred much more easily, then they can add more value.
Yeah, brilliant.
And I want to give you an example, because this is pre-Gembadocs. The first place where I implemented 2-second lean, we had easily 30% labor turnover, churn.
Yep, crazy.
It was just brutal. It wasn't a very nice place to work.
No,
there was no way of, they had what I call microwave training. They'd show somebody the machine, press this, put the thing there, run away. 2 minutes later, the guys go, what do I do? And so stressful for both the new start and the people who were supposed to be training them.
Yeah.
Once we stopped that phenomenon happening, we improved productivity by, it was the biggest contributing factor to a 36% improvement in productivity within 5 months. It wasn't the only thing, but it contributed at least half.
Yeah.
So
it was just creating standards.
And we lose so much real money in that process. If we've got first of all, if we've got I've looked at statistics recently. If your labor turnover is 10%, you can count it as 1% on your margin minimum.
Yeah.
So if you get 10% churn and you can get that down to nothing, it's going to add at least 1% to your bottom line. And if your turnover is worse than that, the factor gets worse.
Yeah.
So they're not just, obviously standard processes aren't the only way to do that. There's pay, there's the cultural environment you're working in, and everything else.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of things. Yeah.
But making that process slick, smooth, and reducing the friction of getting that knowledge transferred is going to add real money. Not just the freedom aspect. It's the amount of lost productivity we have in knowledge being transferred.
Yeah, brilliant. I love that. That's really helpful. And I just want to step it back just a quick minute for our viewers. So an SOP, everybody, is, if you don't know, is a standard operating procedure. So it's a step by step. You can do it on a piece of paper. Step 1, you do this. Step 2, you do this. But Tom's created an amazing system called Gembadocs where you can just do it on your phone, and you can take a photo or a video of each step and upload, and just bam, 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 you create SOPs. So I mean, we use it. It's amazing.
Yeah. And the big thing there, Bernard, is versus your wall of text documents, which if often when people try to standardize the processes, they're using Word or whatever.
Yeah.
That
I think we've
waste
all been
of
down
time.
There. I think we've all been
it's
down
just
that
a
alley
waste of time. I call them the yellow folder that's in a cupboard somewhere that nobody ever looks at, and everything's out of date anyway. Using the good tool lets you get them down quick and keep them up to date. And really important that the people doing the work own the process. Yeah. That's one takeaway I want to give your listeners today is people resist this kind of change when it's forced on them. Whenever help the people understand that there's value there, their work and life's going to be easier when we have their processes standardized. And the people doing the work, the closer they are to the standard that's documented, the better.
Yeah, well, it elevates them to the level of owner. It elevates them to that's fantastic, right? And I think at Premier Group we created, I think it was around 500 SOPs in about 6 months, and that was because we gave people ownership. Bam, 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 bam. Here's how to do it. One mistake we made, and I want to share this with the listeners, is we should have created an SOP on how to create SOPs. So we didn't do that at the start. and we ended up in a little bit of a jumble. So we had to step it back a bit. But the platform's incredible. But that's some advice I'm going to give to everyone.
Yeah.
The first SOP is create an SOP on how to create SOPs and how to label them, tag them, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
nomenclature and everything else.
and
I wrote a little book
Sorry.
that's also on gambadocs.com. Great processes.
Yes,
it's a half-hour listen stroke read, and it details out a lot of that. How do I get started? What's in it for me? It's a great book to help get your organization on board.
Yeah,
I wrote it for that reason, and it details out
book.
some of those things you just mentioned.
Great book. And again, everybody, what Tom's talking about is, and what I'm always talking to all our clients about is systems-driven business is what we want. Right now, most people are sitting here. 99% of businesses are here, and they are owner-driven, and they live or die on the owner, right? The owner goes away, and the business declines or goes to custard. Then you have a people-driven business where you've got good people, and then we've got systems-driven. This is a business we can actually sell. It's actually worth some money. It's actually an asset. The ideal is a culture-driven business, but we have to get the systems first, and then we get, the highest value business. And this is what we're trying to do together, me and Tom today, is help you guys to build a valuable asset you can sell. So, Tom, I'm going to dig in a bit. So, why do business owners resist SOPs even though they know they need them? Is it because they don't know what they don't know? Like, what is it? Just give me brief answers. I've got a bunch of questions here.
The biggest reason for that right now is that they don't know the size of the mountain that they're facing. Yeah. So they look at it and go, oh my God, where do we even start? Where's the resource? Like I've seen typically during all the years I've been helping customers do Gambadocs, people do things like bringing in interns to document the processes.
Yeah.
Waste of time.
Yeah.
Total waste of time. So they've read books like, I don't know, the E-Myth or Systemology or, they know that it's a good thing to have them.
Yeah. But they don't know how to do it.
But they don't know how to do it. And they don't know what tools to use to do that either. So part of the problem that we've solved was, like, for example, with Gambadocs, I have no hesitation saying this. We've taken documents that could take you literally a couple of days to put together and make it a sub 1 hour thing to give you a really quality document. You can do a good SOP in 5 or 10 minutes for most things.
Yeah.
And that, we actually did a bit of research ourselves looking in our database. We reckon that for most SMEs, they're going to reach like process maturity around 250 SOPs.
Yeah.
And
okay.
What you've got there, if you are, let's say, aggressive with Gambadocs and put a big time on it, say it takes half an hour per process to document, which is long. Anybody that tries out Gambadocs is going to find that out. That's a long time. But effectively, you're going to use 125 hours to reach the top of that mountain of process maturity. You still have to maintain it and keep them up to date and add new ones. But the back's broke of the work. So whenever you're able to say, look, if we use this tool, there's 125 hours of work to transform what we do. And totally. How many things can you transform a business with 125 hours of effort?
No, exactly.
And when you spread that across 5 or 6 people in the team over 3 or 4 months,
it's not much work. That's not much work.
That's such a benefit. And so
I love
anyway.
it. And no, it's good. When we teach TDI, because we do like 12-week full TDI transformations with companies, and then we do 12-month, blah blah. But one of the things we do is like if SOPs is one of their challenges or problems or one of their gaps, we go, right, we're going to create an SOP every single day, just one a day.
And it's that simple. I love that approach.
You got 240 working days in a year, and so in a year you've got your business.
That's my favorite approach. That's what I recommend to customers to do. Just
otherwise, everyone tries batch work, and it's always a flop.
Put a team in. So we're going to have, depending on the size of the business, 5 to 10 people that are going to be creating the SOPs for their area and spearheading that. And we say, guys, look, we're going to do 2 a week. 2 a week, brilliant. And it's 10 a week. And in 6 months, our processes, our lion's share are going to be documented.
Brilliant.
And it's simple. Brilliant. And you can monitor that in our software. You can contributing and everything else.
Brilliant. I love it. Okay, what's the real cost of not having SOPs beyond mistakes and rework? You've kind of given us a bit of a hint. Just give us a quick answer on that one. What's the real cost?
Genuinely, I think mistakes in rework are, if you're in a manufacturing setting, which is my home
Yeah.
space,
Yeah. Same.
most people can say that the lion's share of quality costs in terms of defects are because of poorly trained people.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that is a direct cost for me.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
no like, making up the numbers. That's a direct
Yeah.
cost. The next part of it is lost productivity because knowledge is not being efficiently transferred.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, and then you've got the disruptions in flow that happen
Yeah.
because only one person or only a select
Yeah.
few are able to
Yeah.
do thing X.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, and it's so simple in most businesses that I've
Mm-hmm.
seen. The thing
Yeah.
X that we describe can be
Yeah.
so ubiquitous. For example, at
Yeah.
Lumen Electronics, we had this problem that only one person knew how to ship a parcel.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I wrote about that in the book because because different parcels go with different carriers. So carrier X is for the big stuff and local, and carrier
Yeah.
Y is for the
Yeah.
international and all that. And
Yeah.
then, well, who knows how to work the website and book the guy to come and pick it up? Then who knows how to print the label for the
Yeah.
thing to go on the
Yeah.
box
Yeah.
to get
Yeah.
it shipped?
Exactly. Yeah.
Forgetting if they pack it properly because there's no
Yeah.
instructions on how to pack the thing.
And
and then
everyone's
they,
packing it a different way as
and
well.
then they send product and the product gets damaged and then we
Yeah.
have a defect, etc.
Yeah.
So for me, those are the kind of issues that every single business has.
Yes.
And the cost is enormous. So,
Yeah.
and to say what is the actual cost in numbers,
Yeah.
you're
Yeah.
easily talking percentages on your
Yeah.
bottom line
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
comfortably.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So,
Yeah.
and no matter, depending on the size of your business, if you could get 2% instead of, like, if you could add 2% on a 7% return on sales business,
Yeah.
that's a lot of money.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So
Totally. It's a
that's how
no-brainer.
to,
It's a
even
no-brainer.
just thinking of
Yeah.
processes not being standardized in a
Yeah.
very isolated way,
Yeah. Yeah.
that's pretty easy to understand
Yeah.
that this is
Yeah.
costing us.
Yeah, that's good, Tom. And another thing I'm going to say to all our viewers, whoever's watching this today, is that what we're trying to do with, or what we are achieving with Premier Business Academy and the Business Gym, all of our programs, the Growth Hub program, all the rest of it, is that we want you to build, and we are helping all our clients do this, build a business that can run with a light touch from you. Now, this is a key part of it, right? You can go away in 4 weeks and come back, and your business is still running better, or at least as well as when you left, right? So we are always, and that's what we built at Premier Group, was a business that I could go away for 2 months and check in on the chat each day. So running it with a light touch, checking on my reports, and the business, there's still 100 to 200 improvements per week pouring in on the chat, like unbelievable. And so you get back and everything's better than when you left.
Yeah.
Whereas 10 years prior, I would get back and everything is like way worse. Everything's declined. The factory's mess. There's clutter everywhere. Like offices, everything's gone downhill. Customer experience has dropped. Everything's dropped. So all we're trying to do here with SOPs, if we create a standard, like you're talking about, for everything, the customer has a better experience, right? Because the package turns up the same time, the same way. All the things are right. Quality improves, service improves. Customers keep coming back. So this is how we create raving fans. This is one of the ways, this is a key way to blow up your customer experience, CX, right?
It's funny, Bernard, you reminded me of an old analogy I used to use at the beginning of Gambadox. If you think of your process and your performance as a ball that's trying to roll down a hill.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
great.
like gravity's going to pull it down. If there's nothing there to stop it, you're the leader in your situation, you go away for 2 months and the ball falls to the bottom of the hill because there's nothing there to stop it. What well implemented standard processes and knowledgeable people do is put that backstop there. And now you also have a basis to improve from, because
and then
if you don't have a basis to improve from, I've heard some people describe it that an improvement can just be another source of variation if you have no standards in place. So
exactly. Yeah.
Put the backstop there, stop the ball going down the hill, and then move the backstop up the hill to better performance with your improved processes.
There's gravity trying to pull you back. There's your standard, which is your backstop, And then there's your fulcrum or your lever, which is your continuous improvement culture.
Yeah,
pushing the ball up the hill.
Yeah, and that's how you do it. Otherwise, you turn into King Sisyphus. He's the dude that they sentenced to the depths of Hades, trying to push the ball up the hill forever.
Brilliant.
It can be like him.
This is so good, Tom. I appreciate it. So, let's talk about the biggest SOP myths. Okay, why do people think that SOPs kill initiative or turn teams into robots?
Yeah, that's a great one. I think because I always use the term they're tools, not handcuffs.
Yeah.
If people are going to be beaten with SOPs, you didn't follow the SOPs, so there's a disciplinary issue here. Don't be shocked that your organization's going to resist them if that's the culture that you've built. So
exactly.
That's the thing. And if they're not involving the people doing the actual work, the people with the most knowledge about the process, and they're done by others, again, they're not a very, very little value. So putting the tool in, like we have a mobile app for Gembadox, putting the mobile app in the hands of the people doing the work, getting them to document their own process. You can have it, you can check it, is it complete? Is it been, there's a lot of AI tools in Gembadox to make it harder to get them wrong now. But the key thing is that we put the ownership where it belongs, and it's a tool. It's not a set of handcuffs for people, and you don't beat them up when things go wrong. What you do, because things do go wrong no matter how great your business is, is that what I recommend to people is that, so we have a quality issue, number one, right? Do we have a standard for that process? Yes or no? Do we have a standard? Well, if we don't have a standard, we can't go. That's our first place to start.
So let's
put a standard in place. Okay, but let's say we do have a standard. Okay, was the standard followed? Yes, no. And if it wasn't followed, well, why was it not followed? Is there a training issue here?
Training.
How did that happen? Or if the process wasn't sufficient to support a good outcome, then we need to change the process and we retrain everybody that's involved. And that's how problems are approached when you've got good standards. There's a cliche term that gets used in Lean: attack the process, not the person. That's actually a cliche unless you have a documented process to attack. Because otherwise, well, where's the process?
Where is the process?
You end up the only people left. It's not the process. The person is the only person you can attack. So
that's right. We say blame the
process documented.
I agree. We say blame the process, not the person. But you're right. If there is no, everything's a process, right? So there's whether it's an SOP or not, I argue that there is a process, but it might not have any documentation. That's really powerful. So. And just going back quickly as well, I made this note here while you were talking, because so many businesses have this massive key person risk. If someone leaves or gets hurt or injured or whatever, and they have all this knowledge in their head, you can have one or two people that your business can live or die based on that person's knowledge. And this is terrible. And this is why one of the things we implement with our clients really quickly is a skills matrix, so that you can see all the gaps in your training and where your risks are. And so I'm just going to remind everyone right now, you might have someone in your business right now that is a key person that is got all this knowledge trapped in here, and you're what's the word? Your business is
it's a big danger. It's a big
risk. And not just a risk for you, risk for your customers, right? And then you and it's not good. So you got to sort that out.
So the key thing, we actually have a skills module within Gembadox to digitize all of that too. So you can record people's competence levels against SOPs or just general training items, and you just keep it all really tight. Because I find before we had that, I would do podcasts and people would say, well, how do you actually implement the SOPs? How do you make sure they're followed?
Yes.
Which is a great question.
And
well, it depends on the SOP, because a lot of SOPs are what I call guides. So they're there to help someone do a job. They're there as a basis for training.
But they don't have every tiny detail.
People need to be aware of them is the first step. if they aren't aware that the process exists, and therefore, we need to have them available at point of use and all of those good things.
Yes.
For critical tasks, they need to be trained.
Yes.
The SOP for casual, light, low complexity, low precision tasks, you can say to somebody, just follow the SOP, right?
Yes. Yes.
But if it's a task that has nuance and is critical in both a quality or safety way, the person still needs to be trained on that task.
Yeah.
And documenting that training, for me, is how you keep the rope tight.
Yeah.
So
nice.
Like as I say,
so documenting the training is kind of the like that's the. Are you saying that's the SOP, or are you saying there should be an SOP for the training? What are you saying?
So we have the SOP, and then we train someone against this critical process.
Yes.
They sign it off. We have a process in Gembadocs in the skills module where they literally sign the thing.
Yes.
So say I'm training you. Tom trains the science that he trains you. Bernard says, I'm trained to this level. I'm good to go. And that's how you get things properly implemented.
Yes.
And then if the process updates, then we have triggers in our system that'll trigger that process to be the training to be updated. Because again, major problem in most manufacturing businesses, that doesn't happen, defects happen, etc. So you can't escape that. As I said, for things that are just about awareness and improving the flow in someone's day, and we're not, we're just improving the spread of knowledge, fine. You don't need to document that those have been trained or the competence levels. But for the important things in the business, we need to know who's up to speed, who's qualified to do that. And it's not something you can do in an airy-fairy, non-documented way.
It's either you're either trained or you're not.
Either done or you're not. Exactly. So that's to me the key about implementing standards. So one thing's about getting everything documented, but we need them to happen in the real world. So awareness, available at point of use for those simple flow tasks, and then for the really important stuff, we need them trained and the training documented.
Love it. Yeah, I love it. And when do SOPs actually increase creativity instead of reducing it? I've got an answer, but I'm sure you have.
Man, you know what? I'm interested to hear yours. I am.
No, I want to hear yours. You're
First.
You're the star of the show today, Tom.
It's like, for me, like when you document a complicated process, and it might be the first time that you've thought about it step by step. And so as you're doing it, you're like questioning each step. Like, is this clear? Do we need to really do this? Is there a risk that we're not considering when we're doing this? And so the very process of documenting the process improves the process. Because you're being forced systematically to think about it. And even better when you bring at least another person into the loop for an important process. I always say do those in pairs. Because now you could even, and the other person can be an expert or a total newbie. They bring different value to the process.
Because they say, well, what about this step?
Why do you do it like that?
I saw you doing this, but it's not in the SOP.
Exactly. And the process expert brings a different type of value. And in a perfect world, you have a process expert, a facilitator, person doing the job, and a newbie. In a perfect world. But for simple processes, just one person can do it. But for anything that's important, I always say 2 people should be doing it. So you're asking questions as you go, and that's bringing out people's creativity. So often, the documented process is already a radical improvement on what the custom and practice was before, because it's the first time it's really been questioned.
Right? Brilliant. I love it. So the creativity starts immediately, doesn't it? Like
it does.
Like straight away, as soon as you start the process of creating SOP, you're freeing up. I mean, you're freeing up people's wasted employee genius.
The challenge here for people that aren't Gembadocs customers, I challenge you, go and download the mobile app and try to document the physical process yourself now, because it's fun. We have people that are addicted to doing it. So just go try it out. And it's more than just listening to Bernard and I shoot spitball about it. Go and find out for yourself. There's a free 30-day trial. You have nothing to lose.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I love it. And I recommend to everyone. It's brilliant. Okay, so just around that, is that as soon as you create an SOP, so the process itself there's creativity happening straight away. And then by creating an SOP, you free up the employee genius, because instead of them having to, right now in most businesses, the expert, we say make the process the expert, not the person, because right now most people have just got expert people and no expert process. As soon as you make the process the expert, you're freeing up all this brain space, all this RAM, how many terabytes in here?
Can I give you my favorite example?
Waiting to do creative stuff.
This is my favorite example of that. We have a process here I'm in the UK, and every 3 months we have this government tax claim thing that the business has to do.
Yeah.
And when I was running Lumen Electronics, I used to just sit at my desk and swear for 3 days, because the process is so clunky. It's data from 20 different sources. You're copying and pasting, and you're creating new spreadsheets, and it is the most horrible process ever. Yeah. But the problem was every 3 months I had to work it out.
Rethink it all.
Rethink the whole thing.
Yeah. And so what did you do?
And we documented it in Gemba docs.
Yeah.
And because it's a slow cycle time process,
it
didn't even add any time to doing it that first time. And then my life, the second time, now I've got a documented process and I go to do it again, literally takes me 2 or 3 hours.
Yeah.
And every time I do it, I feel like I beat the system.
Yeah.
And it's like, I beat the man. I did it easy because I didn't have to do all that thinking. And that's the beautiful way about these things.
Yeah.
Because you're totally right. When you've got a good documented process, it takes a lot of the thinking out of life and the effort, and you're free to do better things with your brain.
Brilliant.
And so no, it's I get such a dopamine hit out of when I encounter that situation.
Oh, brilliant. Yeah.
So anyway,
like
I hope that makes things clear.
I mean, standards set you free, right? They set you free. They set you free. That's brilliant. Right. So what I'm going to run you through a few other questions. So, here's a good one here. I've got a real bunch of questions here. What happens when SOPs are treated as a finished document?
Right. No, the thing is, it's sometimes they are one and done for something simple.
Yeah.
Like,
so there's a few like that. Yeah.
Because I not often, quite now and again, I get customers asking me, "Oh, can we have analytics around how the SOPs are being used and updated and everything else?" Really misleading, because most of our customers are printing the things off, so we can't really tell accurately.
Yeah.
And unless you're going to make it mandatory that every time an SOP is a process is done, that you're going to pull it up and use it, which is dumb, in my opinion.
Yeah.
They're only going to be pulled out and used when someone needs the knowledge.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So to start with, like say our printer cartridge change is one of my favorite SOPs, because it's right there in on my life. Who hasn't gone to the printer in a shared office and the cartridge needs replacing and you don't know how to do it? All of that.
So much struggle.
Having a little QR code on the machine. Do we really care if that's only done once? Personally, I don't. As long as it's done once and it helps things happen, that's all fine. Every time then the SOP's used to transfer knowledge is an opportunity for it to be reviewed.
Improved.
Improved, because now you're showing the knowledge, and so for example, we've changed that tool now. It's a different tool. We used to use that tool, now we use this tool. We need to update the SOP now. And so even without it, let's say, consciously improving the process, every time you use it is an opportunity to review it. And therefore that's getting improved. And we have a system, and people that are using ISO 9000 style quality systems, we do have customers, and we have a function in Gemba docs where you can actually set up that the SOPs are reviewed at a certain frequency and subject to review. And that is a good process to do for your critical important processes. To say, we're going to review that one every 6 months or every year. And we ask questions like, is it still current? Are there opportunities to improve? Is everybody doing the process up to, trained properly? All of those things. To review that critical process in a formal manner on a regular basis, yeah, an absolutely good thing.
Yeah, brilliant. Okay, I love that. And something else I was going to say, Tom, that's awesome. Awesome advice. Going back to creating SOPs, one thing we did really well at Premier Group was that we would make it if it was something in the factory where there's lots of people involved, we would make it a team sport. So one of our team leaders, or all of our team leaders, but I'm just thinking of one in particular where, we set the goal to every day do one new SOP, and that would be their improvement for the day as a team. So they'd all agree on they'd all agree on the process step by step by step. And sometimes that would involve, 7 people, sometimes 14 people, so that's
Right.
making a team sport. And then you're getting the best knowledge from everybody. Everyone agrees, everyone buys in, because what people create or what they help create, they will support.
100%.
So you get one person doing it and 2 people doing it even. And if it's a team effort,
absolutely right.
You got to get that buy-in.
No, you're spot on with that.
Yeah, that was hugely successful. And another one, you've kind of touched on it, but I want to tell everybody, put the answer where the question is. So like you talked about the photocopier, how do I load up the paper? We'll put the QR code right there on the photocopier. How do I make a coffee? Put the QR code on the machine. How do I start this machine? Put the QR code right on the machine, or
absolutely. It's so critical. People have to be aware that the answer exists.
I didn't get that for years, and it was such a ray of light. I was like, well, yeah, of course.
Yeah,
it's so obvious.
It's absolutely crucial term. Put the answer where the question is in terms of implementing these kind of processes. Yeah, 100%.
And I want to remind everyone, the point about every time I do a podcast like this with an awesome person like Tom is that we're trying to do is help you compress time. So learn from my stupid mistakes, Tom's mistakes, and just we talked before we started this podcast, Tom, about how short life is, and we don't have. This is helping you buy time back, right? SOPs help you to live a better life, less struggle, and just have a life of more value add, less waste. So let's just cover off a couple more. Let's go with let's quickly talk about leadership. So what must leaders do differently if they want SOPs to be followed without policing? What's your advice there?
I think my biggest piece of advice would be how you address problems. And we touched on that earlier, is when problems happen, you have that basic framework. Do we have a process for that? If not, yes, let's put one. If we have one, was it followed? Was it adequate? And you start to build that into your everyday lexicon. Because if you don't show that it's a priority for you, it's not going to be a priority for anybody else.
Yeah, that's good. So where do you see what do you think the pitfalls are to look out for in this? Like what would be the top 3 things to avoid, for example, of what's gonna stop this from working? Like where do you see
I think the biggest thing is doing it to your organization, pushing it and forcing it and coercing people into it. Second one would be using them as sticks to beat people with. That's like, you didn't follow the SOP, that's a disciplinary issue, blah blah. And I think the third one would be the lack of leadership, everyday commitment to making it happen.
Brilliant. So leadership behavior really matters more than the SOP itself, doesn't it?
It does. Definitely does.
Yeah, cool. Righto. And then for business owners who have where should a business start if they have 0 SOPs today? How do they start? What do they do?
I'd go to gambitox.com.
Yes, of course.
No, because there is no better tool anyway. I have no problem saying that. The advantage we have now is we are the best tool to document physical processes with the mobile app. We have a Chrome extension to document on-screen processes for office people. It's a very simple tool to use. It's inexpensive for what it is. And so first thing we're going to do is go and get a good tool. And then the next thing we're going to do as a leader, we're just going to create a few SOPs for our own immediate environment, our own span of control. And we're going to play with it a little bit ourselves. I always recommend that. It's like anything. You can't recommend when you don't know anything about it. So
do it yourself.
Just go first. Create a simple SOP for how you clean the coffee machine or how your bathroom's supposed to be cleaned, and start the process of you feeling enthused and excited about getting this to happen, and then bring in your team after that.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm a big fan of starting in the bathroom because that's where everyone has to go.
Yeah.
They have to use that every day, or the coffee machine, or somewhere where there's a common space, right?
There's so many lessons from the bathroom in terms of this is how a standard is deployed, this is how we make one, this is how we follow one, and then you have all the management of materials, putting the answer where the question is, doing a daily rigor, respect for people. There's just endless lessons to be learned in the bathroom.
Yeah, absolutely agree. It's awesome, Tom. How many more minutes have you got, Tom?
As say 5 or 10, depending on what you need.
Yeah, let's keep moving. Right, awesome. So we're getting closer. Thanks for all the value. This is awesome for our listeners.
You're welcome.
Okay, what processes should be? I mean, you've probably covered this, but which processes should be documented first and which should wait? I've got some recommendations, but I'm sure you've got plenty. You've kind of given us a bit of a lead in already.
How I would do it, when I would recommend to my team, if I'm implementing it with a team of people, it's fix the problem that you have right in front of you.
Yeah. Fix what bugs you.
The one that you have today is the one is the most important one, and do that. I'm not a massive fan of huge, big project planned, prioritized things because they tend to overreach people. They get complicated. People they lack ownership of the people doing the work. Simple approach. Right, lads, I want X number of SOPs a week from you. And in Gemmadoc's world, like 5 is in the early days is not a lot to ask of someone. So I want 5 SOPs a week. You choose what they are. Things that are giving you issues that you're going to get benefit from documenting and go that route.
Yeah, awesome. And also another way of looking at it too is anything that's going to affect the customer. So if you stuff, like packaging a product or how to deliver a product and things like that, things that are going to negatively impact the customer if you get it wrong.
And if you take it the way that we described there, those are the things that are going to come out early doors anyway.
Brilliant. I love it. Okay, that's super helpful. And then what else have we got? Oh yeah, here's another one that we get a lot. How detailed is detailed enough? And I think I know what your answer is going to be, but some SOPs need a lot of detail, some need less, right?
Yeah, it really depends because, it's actually a very difficult question to answer without context because it is so much. It depends. Like if I want an electronic test procedure for the remote control that operates a 500-ton machine, and if it's not tested properly, somebody's going to die.
Yeah,
which we have. I have experience of that. You will go into the nth detail.
Every detail.
And everybody will know exactly to that nth detail. And you will train them and you will properly validate that person is trained and they're doing it to the letter. But that's the extreme case.
So for a small business owner, what do you recommend?
Most of the time, what we're thinking about is what's adequate enough to transfer the knowledge across to the other person that they're either going to be able to use that as a basis for training, or if it's one of those guide processes, there's enough there to help them get that task accomplished. Because there's 2 different kinds of application for an SOP, really. You've got the one that's, just go over there and follow the SOP, you'll know what to do. And you're not going to get formally trained on the task. That's one type of document. Then you have, we're training you to do this important thing, and there needs to be just enough detail for the knowledge to be transferred adequately. You get me?
Yeah. No, I love that. And one thing I love to share with people is, correct me if I'm wrong here, but is that everything I've read about Toyota is that the SOPs there, once they've trained the worker, the SOP faces the manager, so the manager can actually watch the work being done and compare it with the SOP and look for gaps. Yeah,
and it's very different. You see, like, I've had this given this a lot of thought because originally my career I was in that environment. And it's very, very different to the environment that non-automotive and non-high volume manufacturing lives in. So if I'm going to go and be a worker on a Toyota production line, say for example, I'm the guy putting the dashboard in. I'll have had 2 or 3 months of training before I'm allowed to do that by myself. And that's just one maybe 1 minute cycle time operation.
Incredible.
So you
Yeah.
got to let that. So that's
Yeah.
so in that context, he's expected to follow that to the
Yes.
letter,
Yes.
and that's the most important part of his job. And the
Yeah.
process is there to be audited by the team leader
Yes.
because it's not allowed to slip.
Yes.
And
Brilliant. Yeah.
right? But well, the rest of us don't live in that world.
No. So for a small business owner, you would recommend
Yeah.
that the SOP is facing the worker or facing the manager? What do you recommend?
It really, really depends. Like if somebody's experienced in the task, what do they need the SOP for?
Correct.
If they're
Yeah.
if they're already doing it, they don't need it. It's
So all
only
it is really an audit. It's an audit, isn't it?
it's a knowledge transfer tool, is how I describe them. So the knowledge transfer is there whenever I need to show someone or somebody's out and they have to be able to do it with the SOP.
Yeah.
That's when it's going to be used. And whenever experienced people are there, they're not referring to them because they're trained in the task and they know what to do. It's a totally different world from an automotive Toyota world.
Yeah. Yeah. Love it. No, that's really helpful. And that gives us good context. And then what I love about Geodocs is photos and videos. Why are they often better than words, or what do you I mean, it's
totally.
probably a pretty
I
obvious
think
answer.
the cliche is the picture speaks 1,000 words or whatever.
Yeah.
But even just visually inviting. We had a customer who sent us in a video. They won't mind me name checking them. Toronto Limited in Northern Ireland. They're doing amazing things with precast concrete and lean. And the guy showed me that on his video, there's the old health and safety A4 document, wall of text with a few symbols on it.
Yeah, ugly as heck.
And in the video, he says, and nobody ever read that.
Yeah.
And nobody ever has. That's the truth.
No.
And
so
then beside it had the 12-step Gamba doc with images and a little bit of text that was effectively communicating a lot more clearly what was in the wall of text that nobody ever read. So that's the value that you get.
Yeah, I love it, and it's safer.
It's safer, certainly safer.
Yeah, it's brilliant. Okay, well, I think we're nearly there. This has been really amazing. I've just got a couple more I really want to cover off. So, SOP adoption. We've kind of covered that. SOP. Unless there's anything else you want to say around.
No, it's all good, mate. I've really enjoyed the call. My wife and I are going to an Irish Ceilidh tonight.
Nice.
Which is why I do have a deadline, because we're going to go and share some traditional music with our neighbours.
Fun. So you've got to go get ready for that real soon.
Or I'll get in trouble with my real boss.
Yeah. That's the last thing you need, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's probably really it. I guess the probably a bonus question is really SOPs. When you're onboarding new staff, how does it change onboarding speed and quality? Just give us a little quick rundown on that.
I think it's really obvious. It's like if you've got no process, then everything's random and knowledge doesn't stick.
Yeah.
And if you're training anybody on anything, if you've got a document there to go, here's what you do, mate, and you see if you get stuck, you can go back to the document and refer. And if you still don't get it, then give me a shout.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that in terms of that's
Brilliant.
what it can do to help you with your onboarding.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. That's awesome. And is there anything else bonus you want to share before we finish this episode? This has been really, really awesome.
No, I'm cool. You asked absolutely brilliant questions, Bernard. It's like you've managed to pull a lot of stuff out of my head. so
we can turn this into an
really
SOP.
Yeah.
This could be an SOP.
It could be. Yeah. I'm really looking forward to seeing your output. So please send it through when you've got it.
Awesome. And I'm going to say to our listeners again, just a big thanks from us all to Tom and our audience, and thanks for your time, Tom. And I'm also going to say that that if you are struggling with this stuff, reach out to me directly. I can put you in touch with Tom as well, by the way. But also make sure you check out premierbusinessacademy.co.nz. Make sure you check out our business gym program. We'd love to serve you there and help you compress time. This is what we do every day of the week for business owners all around the world, from $500,000 to $100 million turnover businesses and beyond. So we'd love to help you with your sales transformation, TDI or lean transformation, and any of the stuff we've been talking about today. So Tom, any final thoughts or comments or questions?
Just thank you. Happy summer to you guys in the Southern Hemisphere.
Right. It's been an honor. Thank you so much, Tom.
Take care, Bernard. Thank you.
Nice to see you again. Okay.
Bye.